So we had an amazing time in Betwa with Lancetro of Paul, and we were back to base in Bamenda and continued our rehearsals in Bamenda. Then our next stop was in the West region, Bandjoun Station in the West region of Cameroon. So we rehearsed. Our show for Bandjoun was supposed to be, I think it's 27th of September. So we are supposed to leave on the 26th early in the morning, since Bandjoun Station is like 3 hours from here. So 26 in the morning, 3 of us took off from Bamenda to Bafoussam. And then from Bafoussam, we have to take another car to Bandjoun. On our way to Bafoussam, something happened again. Nini, who was supposed to travel from Limbe, called and said, Mottanni, I'm so sorry I won't be able to make it. I said, why? She said, I get posh belle boy. I get posh belle, and I don't know if it travel the kind of long distance of posh belle, because I always feel like for defecate. I always feel like for shit. Also, I go shit when I feel like for shit. So I know if it travel. That was on the one day to the show. My hair start hot again. How do we do this? How do we do this now without Nini? How? The poems she was the one to start off before the performance. How do we do it? The ones that she was supposed to be giving backup. How do we do it? The one that she would her own performance. How do we cover up that space? So while we were traveling from Bamenda to Bafoussam, I kept thinking, I kept brainstorming. I told Mark Bila that Nini will not make it, so we have to find a way to see how we can feed it. We traveled to, the guy who took us from Bamenda said he's taking us directly to Bandjoun, because we had to leave Bamenda on a ghost town. It was ghosted in Bamenda, so we had to leave Bamenda on a ghost town. So we had to walk on foot to Makbila's place. Then from Makbila's place, we walked on foot to get to Finance. From Finance, we took a cab to took one car. He said he was going to leave us in Bafoussam, but unfortunately, he went and left us in Buda and asked us and transferred us into another vehicle. So when we asked him, we paid you to Bafoussam and you promised to take us to Bafoussam, and what happened that you're leaving us in Buda? He said no, he cannot go to Bafoussam with just the 3 of us. He said that, but these guys are simple. Once they've had their money, most times they don't care. Once they've had their money from you, they don't care. So he negotiated us to take another car to Bafoussam. So it was inconveniencing transferring our equipments, the guitar, the piano, the djembe, transporting them into the next car, and then they took us to Bafoussam. In Bafoussam, we had to take another car from Gar Bamungum to I think across town, from there to take another car to Bandjoun. So we took another car to Bandjoun, arrived Bandjoun Station, was warmly welcomed by Thierry Fomene, Bartholomew Togo, and the entire team at Bandjoun Station. They offered us accommodation for me and my team, got us to our rooms. We had to settle. From there, they took us to the basement to show us where the equipment are, so we could take them out and set them out outside for rehearsals and for the show the next day. But when we got to that basement, my spirit hit me. I think the ancestors and the creator got to me there, and I said to myself, this is going to be the space for the show. This is going to be the most beautiful space for our show. So that's what I told. I told Bartholomew Togo and Thierry Fomene of Bandjoun Station that we would love to have our show at this basement. They said, "Are you sure this will be okay for you for your show?" We said, "Yes, we are sure." They asked again, "Are you very, very sure?" We said, "Yes, we are sure." And they said, "Okay, if you say so, then we are here to serve you. So have your show at the basement." And that's how our show was programmed for the basement at Bandjoun Station. And at the basement, it was easier to control light, it was easier to control sound, and it was easier to do a lot of things. And the beautiful thing about the basement is it had traditional chairs, bamboo chairs, chairs made out of wood, and we could always just structure them to make it so beautiful. So Kishel set out the sound, the light, and our equipment were tested, the piano was tested, the guitars were tested, and then rehearsals. We said, after setting out all of those things, we realized that we had left. There are some certain things we needed to purchase from Bafusam so that we could complete what was needed for the show. So we took off for Bafusam. Three of us took off for Bafusam to go get the stuffs that we needed. When we reached Bafusam, we got hungry after purchasing the things, so we said let's sit down somewhere and eat. And on eating, we met one of the presidential hopefuls. They call him le Président de l'Ouest. We met him and took pictures with him, invited him for the show, invited a couple of people for the show because we had the t-shirts on for the show. Then on our way back to Bandjoun, we took a cab. And on arriving Bandjoun Station, there was Nini. Say, Mottanni! You know her. Mottanni! I don't show you, no. I don't show you. It is you over against sense, you over strong. I don't show you, no. Now me this. You just haven't missed the thing. I don't even miss the show for any other thing. I don't come. I was mad. I was happy at the same time. In fact, when I looked at her, I said, Nini, if you've been a small picking, I have to whip you. If you've been a small picking, I have to whip you fine. She laughed, and that's how we went down, continued our rehearsals, and then the day continued our rehearsals. Then William Achere, the sound mind too, had to join us for the show, and he also had to come from Limbe, so he traveled by night. Got to Limbe, got to Bandjoun by 3 a.m. and called. Ian Keshol got up, went and got him. He came and joined us. Then the morning of the show, Coach Lanjo, the preacher, Yaje Medin, Takeng Dayan, and a couple of others joined us at Bandjoun Station for the rehearsals. So together we were 10 of us to put up a show at Bandjoun Station. We were 10 of us and we had to put up a show at Bandjoun Station. So the show, we had 2 exhibitions that day at Bandjoun Station. One was Deborah Yoldem, who was doing a painting exhibition for domestic violence. Then next was my show, Bruises, on gender-based violence. So Deborah's exhibition was supposed to commence at 4. Unfortunately, it started a little bit late, and then she did her exhibition. We were there, enjoyed the paintings. She explained the concepts behind the paintings, and then my show had to only start at 6. Yes, I think it's 6 or 5:30, something like that. And then at 7 o'clock, Bartholomew Togo, the owner of Bandjoun Station, always loves whoever is there to have dinner because he doesn't play with meals. That's one thing I've realized with him. So we started the show at 6. We did a few performances. Then at 7, it was time for dinner. So we had to pause the show for the audience to go have dinner. Then after the dinner, they came back for the show. So when they came back, we put up our A game. We had beautiful performances from Mottanni, beautiful poetry performances from the preacher, beautiful poetry performances from Yaje Medin, beautiful poetry performances from Takeng Dayan, beautiful music from Mark Bila, beautiful music from Leonette, amazing, inspiring and motivational music from Keshel. And can you imagine? Our MC for the day was none other than Lanjo Nendefo Sidonus, Coach Lanjo, and he did amazingly well. So we had a beautiful show, and at the end of the show, Thierry Fomene, Bartholomew Togo, the journalist that was there, and also the principals and students that were there were very, very entertained. They were motivated, uplifted, inspired, and they expressed their happiness and enjoyment for the show and told us that they are going to get us back. We are going to definitely come back to Bandjoun, and that is what happened subsequently. So the show in Bandjoun was amazing, and when we finished the show, we had to travel that same night, but we finished the show a little late, and Bartholomew Togo and Thierry Foreman said, you cannot travel this number this night at this time, so we are going to offer free accommodation for all the 10 members that came for the show. And that's how they took us to a very beautiful space at the top of the building. We had a beautiful night, discussed, laughed, danced, sang, and then early in the morning we got up, had breakfast, then took off for Bamenda. 10 of us back to Bamenda. I think yes. William Achere Soundmind took off for Limbe, Leo took off for Yaoundé, and then we were back in Bamenda. So by 9 o'clock in the morning, or by 10, we were in Bamenda, had breakfast together, the entire band, and then we all dispersed to our various homes. And that is how the Bandjoun show went. Thank you so much. Thank you for listening. See you later. Our next stop, Gaoundere 2025 for the Bruises Tour.
That is the problem. The problem lies in him, boasting of false power. The problem lives in him, where his heart should be. The problem smiles in court, where they judge you by your clothes. But today, Black Queen, I tell you a story. They tell you shame, today I tell you raw. They tell you hide, today I tell you strive to survive. It is time for them to feel the warrior in you. Let them see you turning your pain to power, turning your scars to stars. Let them feel you holding the sky up with just your spines. No more whispers, no more lies. Only the audacity of your truth, that a skirt is no sin, that your body is not a crime scene, and that survival looks like a crown, and you were born wearing it. So rhyme with me.